Ladies and gentlemen, Synergy Theater and Freestyle Repertory Theater present Right Away. It's a show, it's a jam, it's the best of both worlds, and it's happening right away. Please welcome your host for this evening, me, Laura Livingston. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Right Away, our holiday edition. I am Laura Livingston, the artistic director of Freestyle Repertory Theater here in New York City. Tonight's show, Right Away, is a co-production of Freestyle Rep and Synergy Theater in Walnut Creek, California. Two companies divided by a continent, but united in the belief that improvisation is an important theatrical art form. We started this back when we couldn't get together during the shutdown. We wanted to do theater. And now we've discovered that it's a great way to get plays written and heard by an audience, or any little bit of creative writing written and heard by an audience right away. We have some playwrights here tonight who will have 45 minutes to write a brand new play based on suggestions from our audience here in the Zoom room. And while they're off writing, everyone in the audience, the Zoom room, is invited to play some improv games with me. I think if you are doing that, you will want to use a pencil and piece of paper so that you can still see what's happening on the screen while you're writing. And after each game, we'll hear as many of you read what you wrote as we can. And I encourage you to volunteer to read without considering if what you've written is good or not. We're not even looking for that. We just want to see how many different ways people interpret the instructions, how many different things individuals come up with when they're all using the same idea. And after 45 minutes of that, we will have the playwrights back to present the world premiere reading of their new work. Now, before I introduce the playwrights, I just want to go over a few things if you have not been doing Zoom in the last 3.5 years. Right now, we've asked you to keep your video off and muted for now. You are participating live via Zoom. So when you turn your video on or your microphone, you will be seen and heard possibly by more people than are here right now. So if you've been up to no good, make sure there's no visual evidence of it behind you. When we start the writing jam, we would love it if you turned your camera on. And that's very, very helpful to us and supportive of the other writers to see you laughing at the funny parts and clapping and giving each other thumbs up and things. We also invite you to open up the chat feature. If you hover your cursor in the middle of the screen, or maybe it's already up there for you right now, that's how the playwrights will be getting their suggestions. And speaking of playwrights, I would love to introduce them to you. We have coming to us from Schenectady, New York, the co-founder of Mopco Improv Theater, former member of my company, Freestyle Rep, down here in New York City. She's the inventor of the improvisational theater form Spontaneous Broadway, and she wrote the book Training to Imagine. Please welcome Kat Koppett to the screen. Hello, Kat.
Hello, Laura.
How did you so serendipitously come up with such a holiday setting for yourself right there?
I was inspired by all of the beautiful holiday backgrounds that I saw in other people, peeking into other people's lives.
I feel that I am inspired by you to let people peek into my background right now. So I've taken away our logo and just going with, I don't know what I'm going with because I'm talking to you.
Blur, but
yep,
worry about
I'm
that.
on none. That's what I want. None.
Yay.
There we go.
There you go. See?
Thanks for talking me through that, Kat. I hope you are as inspired in your playwriting tonight.
Me too.
We'll see you in a bit. I want to introduce someone else, and that someone else is a playwright, screenwriter, podcaster, board game designer who lives in the Bay Area. He is a co-founder of the Asian American Playwright Collective, and a member of the Pulp Stage Writers Group, Playground SF, and the administrator of the Pear Theater's Playwriting Guild. Please welcome Greg Lamb to the screen.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good. How are things on the West Coast there?
Pretty good. We're having a rare rainfall.
I'm hearing it, I think. I'm hearing a sound in your background. I hope that makes the ideas grow tonight.
See?
It'll be great to see you. Great to hear your writing again. Now I'm going to introduce another playwright who is also an anthropologist, a director of anthropology, performance, and technology program at the University of California, San Diego. She is also a co-founder of the Asian American Playwright Collective and heads the screenwriting competition on the board of Woods Hole Film Festival and teaches at the Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering program at Jacobs School of Engineering. Please welcome Hortense Gerardo. Hortense, hello, hello. Are you
Hey,
out?
everybody. Yeah, I'm like on the little balcony of my place here in French Polynesia.
My goodness, you're coming to us from far away.
Yeah, that's why I was worried about the Wi-Fi, but so far it's holding up.
Oh, excellent, excellent. I love this exoticism. Another great background.
Thank you.
All right, and I will love to see what you bring to all these playwriting suggestions in just a moment. But I do want to introduce our last playwright, who is our co-producer of Right Away. He's the artistic director of Synergy Theater in Walnut Creek, California. He wrote the book, Ken, I forgot the name of it. I'm going to hold it up. I went blank there. This is the book he wrote, How to Improvise a Full-Length Play. The reason I forgot it is for years we used his ideas in a long-form format we called play-by-play. Please welcome Ken Adams. Oh, and he's an astronaut. I forgot to say that.
Yes, thank you. Hello, I'm very excited to be writing tonight.
Thank you, Ken. Ken was planning to co-host with me today, but we had somebody have to drop out, so he's going to be a writer tonight and yet also helped plan the jam. So thank you so much for doing that, Ken. Let's get all the playwrights on the screen right now. And everyone in the audience, this is the moment to turn on your chat feature if you haven't already, because they are now going to ask you for some suggestions to kickstart their playwriting. If you have a suggestion to give them, please type it in the chat there, and we'll see where it goes from there. Kat, what suggestion are you looking for from members of our audience?
I need two suggestions. Could I have an environment in which people might gather and a genre or style of play?
An environment? Oh, here it comes already.
A school playground, Western, a greenhouse murder mystery. Nice. Waiting room of a doctor's office, kabuki.
Oh.
Bathroom. I'll wait for one more.
You got some good choices
Yeah,
here.
how about I'll go with a holiday market thriller. How about I'll go with a greenhouse thriller murder mystery.
All right. Okay. Greg Lamb, you want to turn on your microphone and get what you need from us?
I think I'll stick with what I did in the practice run of asking for an era or a year.
Right. An era or a year.
1968, 1910, 1692, 1970s, 1840, 1890s Gilded Age. Let's do the 1890s Gilded Age. I'll have to do a lot of Googling.
1890s Gilded Age with some help from the worldwide interweb. Hortense, What would you like from us?
I would like suggestions for what would constitute the perfect day.
A perfect day.
Chosen family, time to no miss pepperoni pizza, a lot of win of 100 million. I love that. Anything else? Hot drinks and a fireplace.
Mm.
Okay. I like hot drinks and didn't even have to use my AK. What's AK? Oh no, like that's not a 47. A complete
So-
it's colony of all experience. I love this. Oh my gosh. Well, it would make sense if I were to write on French Polynesia and lotto win of 100 million.
All right. Yeah. You're reading French Polynesia tonight, and I am loving that so much. Excellent. Ken, what
All right, all right. So I'm going to ask the audience to provide the theme of my play, and then I'm going to write a play that will illustrate that theme. So in order to do that, I'm going to put this in the chat. It says, in order to live the best life possible, one should always. Now you go ahead and just finish that sentence. Don't retype that, but just pop in what you believe one should do in order to live the best life possible. One should always what? I feel like Gene were avoid awkward family moments, pack an extra sandwich. All right, these are getting very deep here. Emigrate to Norway. All right, maybe one or two more. Floss twice a day. Love without limits. Well, there you go. I'm going to take love without limits. In order to live the best life possible, one should always love without limits. That will be the theme of my play. Thank you very much.
All right, excellent. Let's just really quickly recap what we got here before we send you away for 45 minutes to make something of this suggestion in spite of all of our interruptions we're planning to send you. Kat, what was your suggestion?
I asked for a location and a genre, and I got greenhouse murder mystery.
Excellent. And Greg?
I asked for a time period and I got 1890s, the Gilded Age.
Cool. And Hortense?
I asked for the perfect day and I got lotto win of 100 million in French Polynesia.
Sounds like a good day. Kim?
And I asked for help creating the theme of my play, and the theme is, in order to live the best life possible, one should love without limits.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. In a moment, I'm going to send you away to write for 45 minutes. But before I do, I just want to remind you of the watchwords of improv. And there really is only one watchword of improv, and it is spontaneity. Whatever you write is going to be absolutely right. So get ready, on your mark, get set, right away.
John, can you put your phone on a timer that I can look at, please?
Off they go. And while they're off trying to tune us out, I invite everyone in the jam to turn your video on and say hello. Karen, good to see you. And Keith, hello. Steve, great to have you back. Julia, an old pal of Ken's, it sounds like. Great to see you. I see that Janella is with us with her camera off, which is cool. John Wade is also with us with his camera off. If both of you want to leave your camera off, I can live with that. But if you want to read, just give me a yell when we're writing, if you to let me know that. Oh, John, there you are. So Janella, just give us a yell if you want to read while you're writing. You have some options for how you're watching this, which is you can float your cursor up to the right-hand corner and you get a choice between speaker view and gallery view, which just is that you can either watch all of us at the same time or only the one who's speaking. And if you go down to the bottom left and click on that camera icon, and you can scroll there and hide non-video participants if you don't like seeing our names while we're off camera. All of those options don't affect the rest of us. So feel perfectly free to do whatever it is you want to do, the way you want to watch it. Okay, let's start the jam. What I said to the playwrights is absolutely true. It's all about spontaneity, and also supporting each other's creativity, which is why I appreciate you having your cameras on. We boil it down on stage to 2 rules. Say yes, make your partner look good. And when I'm writing, I always think of just saying yes to my own ideas. Write down my first idea and keep going with it, because all ideas are good at this point. You don't need to critique yourself right now. It's all about the rough draft. And also to volunteer to read without deciding if it's any good. And also when others are reading, we ask you to keep your video on so they can see your friendly, supportive faces. And also that helps me know how much more time you need for the writing. So here we go. Last year at Christmas time was the first time we decided to use a famous author as inspiration for our writing. And the famous author that we used, because he is so associated with Christmas time, was Charles Dickens. So that's what Ken and I plan today. And what I'm saying is we're not going to try to write things that are as good as Charles Dickens, or even recognizable as Charles Dickens, or even as Victorian English. But Ken and I kind of put our heads together and thought, what are some of the tools Charles Dickens used? And if we could distill some of that really simply, maybe we could pick up those tools and see what our writing is like when we're using those tools. And one of them is one that we've used recently in another Right Away Jam, is he just wrote very long sentences. So just as a warm-up, I'd like to try out just having some time to write some long sentences. Before we do that, I'd like to read a couple of Dickens' sentences that, to me, kind of give an idea of different ways he approached it. Here's one. The marshes were just a long, black, horizontal line then, as I stopped to look after him, and the river was just another horizontal line, not nearly so broad, nor yet so black, and the sky was just a row of long, angry red lines and dense black lines intermixed. That was all one sentence, and it seemed to me that what he did was repeat how he described. He repeated the word lines. So it's kind of a technical thing that he did. Another sentence I found was, and then they stood about, as soldiers do now and then, with their hands loosely clasped before them, now resting a knee or a shoulder, now easing a belt or a pouch, now opening the door to spit stiffly over their high stocks out into the yard. So that to me seemed like somebody describing how somebody stands and then yes-anding everything they did while they were basically just standing still to add on. Doesn't matter if you use those 2 ideas, but what I'd like is to see what happens if we spend an actual minute writing one sentence, a long one, just as fast as you can. I don't mean take a minute to edit one, but keep writing as much as you can in a minute. And if you need an idea to get you started, describe someone who has an occupation. And if you need an inspiration for that, the occupation is dishwasher. Ready, steady, go. let's just take like 10 more seconds. And I don't even know if that was 10 seconds. I got dizzy writing there. But let's stop. Let's hear how far we got, what we did. Who wants to read? Steve, you know what? I've been told in the past that it's easier to just be called on than to volunteer. So I will just call on people unless they're going like this. All right, Steve, what is it?
Okay. He stood over the sink, his hands covered in suds, his back bent in labor, his face dripping with sweat, his eyes fastened on his moving hands.
Cool. Great. Karen, you want to go?
Sure. She struck the malleable metal with a long, hard swoop, like a hangman might wield the death axe. And as the hammer hit its bullseye, she yelled out with a low growl of satisfaction and frustration.
I'm wondering
She was
what
a blacksmith.
a
I thought
blacksmith.
she was a blacksmith. That was what I was thinking.
Oh, you did get a little Victorian there. That's great. Keith, you want to read?
This is from real life. The moisture of the Dickens Fair seeped up the leg of the dishwasher, bombarded by the splashing of the plates in the three-bay sink, wet from above and below.
Cool. Cool. John, what did you get?
In the dingy scullery of the workhouse, he was slight and pallid, finding himself consigned to the laborious role of a human dishwasher, his small frame hunched over a rickety wooden basin, hands immersed in frigid water, and tasked with the never-ending drudgery of scrubbing plates, each one a window into the world beyond which he so desperately longed to explore.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And the setting is Dickensian. Cool. Ryan.
Let's see. As they sat in their classroom waiting for the ominous bell to ring, sorry, I'm scrolling around here, that brings the pitter-patter of their pupils who may be ready to learn or fight, they pondered whether or not they should have heeded the alarm clock's blaring daily screeching on that dark, dreary, dull morning of Friday the 13th following a full moon.
That was pretty real life, I think. And Julia, let's hear it.
He wouldn't be out of the restaurant until long after the boys had begun the game in the basement. The beers cracked, the sweet smell of it mingling with the sweat under their shirts, cursing his name for being late, when he suddenly noticed the red-faced girl.
Very nice. Very nice. I think before we go any further, it's time to interrupt these folks with a suggestion. If you haven't been here before, what happens is I'm going to get a suggestion from you folks typed into the chat here, and then I'm going to send it via text into the playwrights, and they have to immediately put it in their play. So I would like to get from you folks an object, and then I'm going to ask them to use it as a metaphor. So if you'll just type in an object, a rotary phone, a triangle, excellent, cool, a toaster, a flute. Oh, I don't even know how to say that, but I know what it is.
Canastas? Are those things that the Spanish?
Castanets, yeah. That
Castanets.
coffee mug, a crossbow. Oh, excellent. All right. I'm going to do the old improv thing and go with the first one. And I'm going to say that there is a rotary phone on stage and a character uses it as a metaphor. And I'm going to talk that into my machine here. There is a rotary phone on stage, and a character uses it as a metaphor for something else. Technology. Okay. Speaking of objects. Now my phone's writing all that down. Give me a moment here. Speaking of objects, a thing that Dickens does a lot that I just find so fun is personification, incredible personification. Like at the beginning of Christmas Carol, he personifies the cold with sharpness, you know, being biting. Obviously, cold doesn't bite, people bite. He describes a lantern up in a steeple as winking down at Scrooge through the window. He describes a malevolence to the weather, and he also has a moment at the Cratchit house where he describes the slow potatoes bubbling up. Slow potatoes bubbling up, knocked loudly at the saucepan lid to be let out and peeled. So he writes about objects, but gives them human character traits or desires. So I would like for everyone to just look at 3 things on their desk and take 30 seconds for each one to describe it as if it were a human being, or to describe it with personification, with human-like character traits. Ready? Go. Okay. Who got something? I'll go first. It's not often I manage to write while we're doing exercises, and I won't manage again, I don't think. I wrote, the pencil refused to write coherently, relying on the kindly eraser to make all well. The phone winked, then fainted. The book hysterically fell apart. Just this book. Who wants to read theirs just for warm up fun? Yeah, John, you moved. I'm going to take that as volunteering.
Okay. The humble pencil, gnawed upon and wearied, bore the scars of many a thought hastily jotted down, its eraser worn to a nub, embodying the loyal companion ever ready to make amends for its master's mistakes. And the paper, fragile and unassuming, lay there with a quiet dignity, bearing the weight of words and secrets, its blank countenance a canvas for dreams and despair, a confidant that never spoke, but listened intently to every whispered secret of those who dared to confide in its blank, unjudging surface.
Amazing. Wow. So fun to listen to that. Thank you. Thank you. I see Steve moving. I'll take that as volunteering.
All right. The ball bounced as high as a child on Christmas morning. The bell rang softly like the singing of a young girl. The police badge shone in the sunlight with the confidence of Apollo.
Nice. Nice. Karen, you want to have a go?
Sure. And then I think Julie raised her hand too, so I'll go.
Oh, excellent.
The coaster did not have an easy life, as its name implied. Day after day, it waited for its services to be needed. Like Atlas holding up the world, it held the steaming coffee cup in its arms and protected the aging desk.
Cool. And a simile. What more could you want? And Julia, let's hear it.
The cup waited patiently and accusingly with the hot tonic.
Very nice. Thank you. I just sent them another time. We'll come back and read some more, but I sent them another time warning, which lets them know that a suggestion is coming at them real soon. When I said that Dickens did a technical thing by using the lines, the idea of repeating a line to describe the landscape, the horizontal line of the river, and sometimes I like to send the playwrights a technical thing. And I mean that kind of thing that they have, it's not content, but it's something they have to do with their writing. Some examples have been, they have to repeat whatever the last person just said 3 times. They just have to do that. One we got from the audience one time was the play starts over. If my explanation has made any sense, what I mean by technical, or even if it doesn't, but you have an idea, I would like to send something like that into them. So if you have an idea, or if you don't, if you just don't want to make me wait here. Oh yeah, every time a character mentions someone's name, the character they mention falls over. All right. Let's see. I see other people writing there. I'm going to see what else comes up as well. One character does a monologue in song. Excellent. The main character breaks into song. Well, this seems to be something that people want right now. All right. I'm gonna do the monologue in song. When one character breaks into. Yep, here we go. One character breaks into song, singing a monologue. We'll see what they make of that one. We wanted to try a longer bit of writing. These are just kind of little short warm-ups. And one of the things that happens in A Christmas Carol, and I think it happens in other Dickens stories, is a tirade. And in A Christmas Carol, it's a tirade against Christmas and charity, actually. This is one at the beginning of A Christmas Carol. The nephew has come in and said, Merry Christmas, and been met in a very cold way. And the nephew says, "Don't be cross, uncle." And Scrooge says, "What else can I be," returned the uncle, "when I live in a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas. Out upon Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time to you but a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding yourself a year older and not an hour richer? A time for balancing your books and having every item in them through a round dozen of months presented dead against you? If I could work my will," said Scrooge indignantly, "every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He should." So here's what I'd like to spend some time on, 3 minutes or so. Think of something that is beloved. It could be an institution like Christmas, or a thing like puppies, or something you've thought of now, and write a monologue that goes on at length, that is actually a rage against the beloved thing. Are you ready? Go. You have less than 2 minutes left. There's 1 minute left. Keep the anger going. Fifteen more seconds. Five more seconds. 2, 1. Awesome. And how did it go? What did you do? Who didn't read last time? I lost track. Ah, Ryan. Yeah, let's hear it.
Heck, let me flip here really quick. There we go. As the sun rose on the first day of May, she awoke from her slumber with a scowl on her face. May means many things to many people, and to Joyce Donahue it meant disdain and torture. Now you may think that it was because of the children being out of school soon and the noise they bring in causing havoc. But see, that was only one part of it all. Joyce hated with a fiery, burning passion not the children themselves, but the thing that brings them joy each summer. Ice cream cones. The brain freezes they bring, the messy hands of the children that want to come pet her poodle Petunia, and the screams that seem to come from a banshee when the blasted ice cream truck comes around the bend. Although perhaps she truly hated ice cream cones the most because no one ever shared theirs with her.
Oh. That is cruel. That's cruel. She has a sad childhood. Julia, you want to read yours?
Okay, mind you, I know it's bad, but I'm going to read it anyway. Or should I know?
Perfect.
If I,
Perfect. No, read
I
the bad
know
stuff.
it's bad. Okay. Puppies are the scourge of mankind. They wrap you mercilessly around their paws and then proceed to dominate your every waking moment. They won't eat kibble, no, just high quality organic chicken from Whole Foods. They pee on your Persian rug and they whimper outside your bedroom door at 4 a.m. They hate baths and fight you till you're blue and then roll in the dirt as soon as you go for a walk. They invariably have bad breath.
They do. Yes. Keith, can we hear it?
You hold these small dogs so dear, yet they are worthless drains on you. Puppies grow to old beasts who offer nothing. A facade of love, they merely use you for food and shelter. When the chips are down and things go bad, dogs will run away.
Very nice. Very nice. I'd love to hear the others if you're willing to read them. Yeah, Steve.
There we go. Halloween, a holiday for hooligans, dressing in monsters' clothes, pretending to be something they're not, scaring people to give them candy, unearned by labor, a time for evil to come out of every heart, a night for Christians to forget every moral lesson.
Yeah. Karen, you going? Yeah.
Oh, sure. I'll give the, if we got the dogs got some times, I think the cats need a little time too. She looked at me with menacing eyes and makes the sound that chills one to the bones. The cat creature sauntered over and gently rubs against my ankles. In an instant, she digs her claws and teeth in me, never letting go while blood stains the floor. Oh, miserable beast, your days of ruling this earth are numbered.
I should have my cat in here to listen to that.
Oh, the
I
cats
can
are
pile-
in this room right now.
What's that,
I
John?
had mine up next to me, and she jumped down.
Oh,
I can pile on the cats as well.
all right.
This time it's a. All my dear friends, allow me to speak of a peculiar and most distressing aversion that dwells within the depths of my soul. It's a sentiment that is bound to shock and appall those who cherish the tender charms of innocent creatures, but I must confess it nonetheless. Verily, when confronted with the sight of these adorable cuddly kittens, my heart does not swell with affection, nor do I succumb to their winsome wiles. No, contrary, for I find myself filled with an inexplicable, almost sinful disdain for these furry feline cherubs. Oh, the world may marvel at their endearing antics, their soft purrs, and their playful gambols, but to my embittered eyes, they are but perfidious conspirators, agents of mischief and chaos. Their very cuteness, I declare, is a ruse, a devious facade that conceals the malevolence lurking beneath their fluffy exteriors. I cannot comprehend the adoration showered upon them, for their claws, like tiny daggers, shred my sensibilities, and their incessant mewling rends my peace asunder. To me, they are symbols of vexation, living embodiments of vexatiousness that gnaw at the edges of my sanity. And yet I know that my sentiments are a solitary island in a sea of affection for these creatures. Thus, I bear this burden of disdain in silence, for the world is blind to the dark shadows that dance within the gaze of those cute, cuddly kittens.
Oh, amazing and speedy. Wow. My writing when I just write a sentence or two is indecipherable to me later. I can't imagine writing at that speed. That's amazing. Very good. Very fun. Very fun, everybody. I want to send them another suggestion just to mess them up here. Or maybe help, who knows. How about a sentence one of their characters has to say that contains the words rotary phone in it? Just typing the amount of time they have left. So some of them are the main character breaks into, oh no, we already had that one. The rotary phone is ringing for you. How do I swipe left on this rotary phone? Rotary phone, you make me drone on and on while you're on my shoulder. Hey, Janella, you're still here. That's great. Technology goes forward. Rotary phone to cell phone, it is progress. I love putting my fingers into a rotary phone. Ah, these are all great. Um, and I just got to not decide, just go with one. I'm gonna go with the rotary phone is ringing for you. Sounds kind of ominous. A character says, comma, the rotary phone is ringing for you. Take that, guys. All right. So the next thing I would like is if you think of the monologue you just wrote, who that character might be who said it. I think some of you very clearly said who that character was. And imagine if a ghost were to haunt them, would that ghost be from their past, their present, or their future? And what would it come to say to them? And just jot that down. And you have as long as most of you look like you're writing.
Can you say it again, Laura? Sorry.
If the character who spoke the words of your monologue or is described in your paragraph of ranting against something, if they were haunted by a ghost, would it be, oh, I have something else I want to ask too. Would it be from the past, present, or future? What day would it appear to them on? And what did it come to tell them? Okay. I'm getting to where I want to hear some of these. You're all writing away, but I'm wondering what it is. I would love to hear it.
What was the assignment on this one?
I said we'd just written a monologue in which someone rails against something that is beloved by most people. And then the assignment was if a ghost were to haunt this character, what day would it come? Would it be from the past, present, or future? And what did it come to tell the character?
Hmm.
Let's hear some. What did we get to on this? Oh, everybody's still writing. It must be insane to ask you to stop. Raise your hand if you want to keep writing. Plenty do. Um, if you if you want to stop writing, type into the chat a suggestion for the play that they're writing there. If you want to keep writing and get another prompt, the prompt is I won't give it yet. I'm going to wait till people pause. Suggestion, if you're ready to write, type one in, is let's give them a lighting effect. Um, I'm getting blue through smoke. Excellent. That's what they're going to get. All right. We have less than 5 minutes left. If you want to finish up what you're writing, um, you can end it. I would love it if you ended it with a speech of redemption, the character being redeemed from their whatever was bothering them that brought them to rail against what was going on. And just take like 30 seconds because I'm dying to hear this stuff. Ten more seconds. All right. John, you finished, I think, what you were writing. Can we hear it?
Can I have just a couple more moments?
Sure, absolutely.
Thanks.
Okay, is anyone ready to read? Steve, can we hear it?
Yeah. The ghost hovered over John Grimm as he lay quietly in his basement with all the lights out and with his car parked down the street, hiding from the candy seekers. The ghost said, "Oh, you son of greed, you hide here hoarding all your candy so that you may eat it all yourself. How have you forgot your own youthful days of candy seeking? From this day on, your punishment is that all candy tastes like salad." Oops.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's hear another one. I didn't write one, so I can't do it. I'm relying on you. Keith, you want to go?
I'll give it a shot. Thursday, January 22nd came to Charles like a slow wave. The translucent figure approached Charles and spoke. Let go of your hatred of the dog. A wild dog bit you when you were 6. A misfortune, yes, but not all dogs are like that. Charles stood in the presence of the specter and replied, "It really hurt, and my leg bothers me to this day." Specter, let go. And Charles replied, "I will try."
Ah, nice. Nice. Karen, can we hear it?
Sure. I did the future and Boxing Day, and the ghost says, a gift for one who dared to question the power and prowess of the feline kind. A gift has been prepared for you, a chance for you to right your wrongs, a box filled with 12 tiny kittens. Their care and upbringing are your responsibility, and fail you must not, or your lifeline will be cut swiftly and permanently. And then the other person says, my darkest fears and hopes are now in my arms. I vow to redeem myself and succeed in the task.
Oh man, way to raise the stakes there. Our alarm just went off. I got to get the playwrights back, but I'd love to hear the last two here. Julia, you want to go?
Okay. So this was the person who hated puppies, who was visited by Spot the Hound. Take heed, miserable man. I come on this day of the dead to remind you of your debt to me, our linkage in deep time, when we protected each other from animals much larger than either of us. Our nervous systems are intertwined. You had no other friend, and the cello vibrated in your mourning. I was gone. You had said goodbye before you knew I was ill. And then the redemption speeches. Yes, I have been comforted to my private core by the fairy beast. Their love and total acceptance is a bank on this river of uncertainty.
Beautiful. Lovely. Greg Lamb, I'm going to ask you to turn your microphone off. It's making that noise. Thank you. And John, can we hear, as the playwrights are coming back, everyone wrote a paragraph in which someone railed against the beloved institution, and like puppies and kittens and Halloween. And then they decided if a ghost came back, if a ghost came to haunt this person, what the day would be, and whether it came from the past, present, or future, and what it came to tell them, and see if they reach some redemption. And we have one more to read, and that's John. Would you read yours? Love to hear it.
Okay. The ghost of Christmas future would appear on a cold and desolate Christmas Eve. The ghost would manifest itself as a shadowy, ominous figure draped in dark robes, carrying a foreboding aura of impending doom. With a silent spectral gesture, the ghost would beckon the disdainful soul to follow. leading them through the ethereal night. As they journeyed, they would witness scenes of despair and desolation, but with a particular twist. The ghost would show the person a future where their aversion to cute, cuddly kittens had consequences beyond their imagination. They would witness abandoned and forlorn kittens, shivering in the cold, their plaintive cries echoing through the darkness. Without the love and care of kind souls, these once adorable creatures had become pitiful, desperate, and mistrustful. The ghost would then take them to the world where compassion had withered away and society had lost its capacity for tenderness and empathy. It would show them a world devoid of the innocent joy that kittens once brought to people's lives. Instead, a profound sense of emptiness and bitterness had replaced the warmth of companionship and love. And the final chilling tableau, the ghost would reveal the person's own fate, as they too had grown old and isolated, their heart hardened by a lifetime of disdain for the innocent. They would be left alone in a dark and gloomy room, surrounded by cold indifference. Their soul is barren as they had helped create. In this pivotal moment, the ghost would utter words that would echo through the person's soul. Behold the life you have chosen, a life devoid of love and tenderness. Your disdain for the innocent has left you in this wretched state, estranged from the very essence of humanity. As the weight of their choices and solitary future pressed upon them, a profound transformation would occur. Their heart, once callous and indifferent, would begin to soften, and the realization of the emptiness of their path would inspire profound change of heart. With newfound understanding and a deep sense of remorse, the person would implore the ghost for a chance at redemption to mend the broken bonds of compassion and love they had so callously severed. They would vow to seek out opportunities to care for and protect those in need, including cute and cuddly kittens, to make amends for the love they had denied both themselves and others.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes, playwrights, we had a pretty good jam here while you were gone. And now you're back and you got plays for us. Here's what we need to do now, everyone. The playwrights need to cast their plays. They'll be using their fellow playwrights and me to give their plays a world premiere reading. So we need to take a 10-minute intermission to do that. While you're away, I'm going to put some websites in the chat here. Oh, there it is, right there. If you want to check out the websites of our two companies that are producing and possibly make a donation or just see what we're up to, please do that. Also, we have a Facebook page called Right Away Afterwards. You could go join that. It's just for people who've done Right Away. Like if you didn't get to read something, you could post it there, or if you have comments about anything that happens in Right Away, like personification, or anything like that. So feel free to, if you want to hang around, just watch the backstage chaos that's about to erupt. But in any case, we would like to come back and read these plays at 38 minutes past whatever hour you happen to be in. So this is officially intermission. Refreshments are on the house, your house. And we'll see you at 38 minutes past some hour. All right, playwrights. Let me just get a piece of paper here and let us know who you need to read your play. Let's start with Kat.
I have so many characters. I'm gonna have to figure it out. You have to give me a minute. So
All right.
let
Greg,
me, yeah,
you
come
ready?
back to me.
Yeah. Are you ready to cast your play, Greg?
You're on mute.
Sure. Who would like to sing? So have you
I am not
noticed-
a talented singer, but I can fake it and have fun faking it.
All right. Kat, do you want to be Alfredo? And Ken, do you want to be Finley? And then Hortense can be stage directions. Is my sound still causing issues?
It is. I'm hearing a fuzz. Are other people hearing that sound?
I am not.
Oh,
Yes, I hear it. But
I've
it's
taken
not.
off my headphones, so it's just my laptop. And I don't know what to do about that.
Well, why don't we have Kat read stage directions? You pop on and set up whatever you want to do. We can certainly stand it long enough to hear your insight into your own play or your setup for it. And then Kat, if you would read stage directions for Greg, I think that would be very helpful.
Am I reading something else too?
No, do
Kat,
it.
you're reading Alfredo, and Hortense is reading stage directions.
Hortense is reading. Yeah, sorry, Hortense.
Okay.
And Hortense, who would you like to read for your?
I will have Kat can be Foxy and Ken can be Gunnar and Greg can be voiceover. And Laura, want to do stage directions?
Sure, if you don't, I mean,
Oh, I can do
We're
stage directions. I can do stage directions. That's fine.
you're gonna read them?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Hortense, can you tell me my character name again? I didn't hear it.
Gunnar.
Lunar, Lunar.
Gunnar. Gooner.
Okay, thank you.
Did you receive my script? It's in the email that Laura sent.
And Ken, who do you need?
All right. Laura Livingston, would you please read Darg, D-A-R-G, Darg, and Kat Coppett, will you please read Crag? And there's a singing monologue for you there, Kat. And I sent mine already. The subject of my email is Ken's play, but the actual document just says Love as the title.
Cool. Kat, were you able to cast your epic?
Yes.
And have you sent it?
I don't know. All right. So let's just take it one by one. Laura, would you read Chelsea? I'm sorry. Would you read Lilibeth? Hortense, would you read Chelsea?
I'm sorry, have you sent this play yet?
Greg, could you? I have not yet. Greg, could you read Rupert, Francis, and Freddie? I think. And, you know, I don't know, just different voices. And then, Ken, would you read Detective Trumpet?
Okay.
There we go.
Is that it?
That's it.
Cool. We still have, looks like 5 minutes.
Big script. Is it Cat script or script is there? Which I'm playing Chelsea.
I have not received a script from Kat yet.
Nope.
I don't think she sent it yet.
Okay.
Right now.
Wow. Complete with a synopsis, characters, setting, time. Holy moly.
It's not finished. I was just getting into it, and then we had to call time.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. Me too.
Hortense, I'm sorry. Do you want me to, am I reading in your play? I missed it if I am.
Are you asking me?
Yeah. Hortense.
Yes, Kat, you are reading Crag.
Your play, Ken, right?
Crag. My play is called Love. That's what it says on the document.
Got it.
And my play
And
is
Laura Livingston is reading Darg.
that I had you cast as Foxy in my play. Oh, here's Cat's Play. Okay. Got it. Oh, download.
Laura, wonderful job hosting solo. I didn't see the jam, of course, but your intro and handling all of the technology, very smooth and impressive.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I just noticed how much I stuttered, but
Mhm.
Oh, not at all. I didn't hear any stuttering. Think they're swearing. Okay. Rooney, not Chelsea. I thought you had said Chelsea.
officially we have 2 minutes left, so Mr. Warren,
Kat, I think the script you sent might have been your last week's script. Sink or swim.
Uh-oh.
yeah, that's what I got.
Okay,
Yeah.
Let me resend. Because maybe I hadn't saved it yet. Here, I'll try it again.
If you don't mind, I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
I almost ran out of juice on my laptop and I was like panicking because I couldn't plug in.
That reminds me to say if mine suddenly turns off, it's because it runs out of juice. And I've got it plugged in, but
That was the play you wrote last week, Kat, Sink or Swim, with the two people in a boat?
Yeah.
Yes, you were there
Huh.
with that.
I have no mind.
You remember that?
No.
Really?
You said how good it was.
Yeah.
you cried.
I'm
You cried when we read it.
Yeah.
I'm sure all of that is true.
Greg's microphone has quit making that noise.
Oh,
And it's on.
I think it might be his headphones, maybe.
I can't find my participants in the Yep, he's coming back in and it's starting again. What's up with that?
We were talking about your static on your sound, Greg. It went away, left.
So it's just me personally that's causing this?
Yeah. It's like you have electromagnetism.
Laura, I do have a link if people want to register for the next month's right away. I can put it in the chat.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm doing this in case because I know people watch the video and they don't see our websites in the chat. All right, folks, we're coming back in 1 minute or less.
Oh, did we get the new play?
Did we get it? Good question.
Oh yeah, I just saw a message. Cat script. Okay, I have it. I just have to download it. One. XXXXX.
I did not get to the title part page.
All right. All right, folks in the audience. As soon as I can find Cat's Play, which I can find, we will be back. So please come back, folks in the audience, come back. You can leave your camera off if you like, because we're going to read some plays here. But come back. Join us back in the theater. Feel free to bring your refreshments. We got no laws against that in our theater. And we're about to hear the world premiere here. So once again, we've typed in websites into the chat. We've typed in right away afterwards, I think. I don't remember if I did that actually or not, but Ken has also typed in the place where you can go to register for the next right away in January. We ask that the audience and the playwrights as well keep your cameras off during the readings unless your character is on stage. And once again, if you don't want to see the names of everyone, you can go down to your video icon, click on that caret there, go to video settings, and just scroll down till you see hide non-video participants. And that will make it beautiful. You'll just see the actors who are reading the roles there. Let me just really quickly remind everyone of what we threw at the playwrights while they were innocently trying to be creative. We maniacally threw these things at them. The first one was, there is a rotary phone on stage, and a character uses it as a metaphor for something else. The next one was, a character breaks into song, singing a monologue. The next one was, a character says, the rotary phone is ringing for you. And the last one was, the lights turn blue through smoke. All things that the playwrights had to immediately incorporate into their scripts. And we will see how this goes. Coppet, let's hear your play first. Feel free to set us up. And I believe all of us are in it.
I
Right?
think all of you are in it. Some of you more than once. Some of you a lot. I got greenhouse and murder mystery. This is a murder mystery that takes place in the greenhouse. I don't think that's a spoiler. I will go off screen, but read stage directions, and it starts with Chelsea and Lilibeth on stage.
I have to open my script. Sorry, it just closed. Oops, it's the old one. Hang on. I got the old one. 1 second. Cat script. Nope, it's the old one.
You're
Sorry.
actually helping me, Hortense, because I'm running around trying to find it, but I got it now.
Yeah, mine's about to open. I'm clicking on it and I have it. All right, are we ready?
We are.
Just about.
I am.
Just
Okay.
about. Oh no. Oh no, I let it go behind everything again.
It's smooth. We're good at this now. We've been doing it 3 years, so we have it all down pat.
We do. We do. I know I have this somewhere. I just had it open. Oh, I'm just going to open it again.
That's right.
It comes again. I'm ready.
Right.
All right.
Scene 1, a greenhouse, mid-afternoon. The sky outside is sunny and bright.
Oh, it's lovely. Absolutely glorious. What is it?
It's called a flying duck orchid, my prized possession, quite rare.
Yes, I've never seen anything quite like it.
I imported it from Australia. As you can see, I have collected a plethora of perfumed and pretty plants, but this orchid outshines them all.
Elsie reaches out to sniff it.
Oh,
But do not touch it. The one tiny drop of sap from the stem is deadly.
oh, what important information.
Yes, I suppose it is. One must never touch the duck orchid without good, strong gardening gloves. Come now. The rest of my guests will be arriving soon for my garden party.
How wonderful.
Scene 2, a garden party. Chelsea, Rupert, Clara, Lilibeth, Francis, and Freddie join a host of other guests.
Lilibeth, how wonderful of you to bring us all together in this lovely setting. How can it possibly be that 3 decades have passed since we were all at uni together?
It's not possible, and here we all are, happy, thriving, fit, and fulfilled.
Well, not all of us now.
There's an awkward pause and exchanged looks. Various members of the group pick at the bountiful plates of food set up in the garden. Others drink their drinks. In the middle of the table, featured as a centerpiece among the dishes, is a rotary phone.
Oh, look, a telephone right there on the table.
Yes, I thought as we all came together, it might be good to remember that destiny is inescapable. Eventually, your fate will call.
I don't follow.
Ask not for whom the bell tolls.
Bell tolling telephone. Ah ha ha ha. Jolly good.
Everyone else looks uncomfortable and no one else laughs.
Oh, Lilibeth, might I show the gang your glorious greenhouse?
By all means, I thought you might want to. You always are first to pass on the juiciest tidbits.
All right then, follow me, everyone. You must see this cornucopia of greenery that our Lilibeth has assembled.
When you're finished, I'll have your rooms ready, and you are all welcome to stay the night. I'm afraid you'll have to. They say a storm is on the way, and the roads will be impassable.
The group troops after Chelsea. Scene 3, the greenhouse, midnight, lightning flashes, thunderclaps. Lilibeth, wearing thick garden gloves, tends to her orchid. She sings to the tune of Edelweiss.
Flying duck, I'm so happy to feed you. Dark and light, soft and bright, they'll be sorry to meet you. Blossom of poison, now do your deed, end their greed forever. Flying duck, now their luck ends before our night is through.
Lilibeth laughs loudly, masked by a clap of thunder. The lights black out. A curdling scream is heard. Scene 4, the greenhouse, morning. Lilibeth's body is lying dead on the floor. The orchid is tipped over next to her, pot broken, blossoms trampled. Detective Durwood Crumpet stands over the scene thoughtfully. Scene 5, the garden, later that day. All the guests are gathered, looking distressed and horrified. Detective Crumpet paces in front of them as he speaks.
Magic?
Well, not real magic, of course, Detective. Just play magic. A harmless club, if you will. We gathered herbs and baubles and created potions. All for fun, you know. Harmless, as I say.
Huh. Harmless until someone dies, huh?
It's not the first time.
Yeah, what's that?
It's not the first time, Daisy.
A daisy. That seems like a rather ordinary flower for a garden like...
No, Daisy, our friend. Lilibeth's best. Well,
She died back in uni, the night we set out to do our Give Us Everything We Want spell. Yes, we decided if we were going to use magic, we might as well cut to the chase and... Rupert, stop. We promised never to mention.
But now Lily is gone. Of course, we must face the truth.
Just then the phone rings. The detective notices it, surprised.
The phone is ringing for you.
Me?
Yes, it's going to be Daisy.
Daisy is...
Yes, I know. I'm telling you, it's Daisy.
Detective
Crumpet here. Who's this?
Listens.
Who was it?
I think you know.
Well, it can't be Daisy.
No, in fact not. It was Lilibeth. Yes, that's right. A message. A message from the grave for you all. I know who killed her. She let me know herself.
Who did it?
I think you know. It was you, Rupert.
What?
And you, Frank.
I never.
And you, Chelsea.
But I was devoted.
It was all of you. All of you who went on with your lives, forgetting Daisy. burying her like a plant you forgot to water and then turned aside. Remember that night? That night you sent her out to gather newt eyes? She died of salmonella, didn't she? From scooping out newt eyes. And the spell worked. You all got what you wanted, except Lilibeth. A price too great to pay. Her dear friend in exchange for prosperity. And the more successful you all got, the less you spoke about Daisy, the less you remembered the price of your play.
What does that have to do with Lilibeth's death?
She knew bringing you together would remind you, and you couldn't have that, could you? With a poison plant right there for the taking? And so she sacrificed herself to set things right.
You can't prove we did anything.
Ah, but I can!
The lights turn blue. Through smoke, we see a video of each of the guests swarming into the greenhouse and surrounding Lilibeth, breaking the orchid and handing it to her.
CCTV magic!
Damn!
Curtain.
Yay!
I'm alive.
Yeah. Thank you all. Very nicely done. Thank you, Greg, especially for.
Yeah.
Fun.
All the roles. Greg, are you ready to set us up with yours?
Sure, I asked for a time period and I was given 1890s, the Gilded Age, and I grasped for anything I knew anything about. So we have Kat Coppett as Alfredo and Ken as Mr. Finley.
Okay, are we ready? Characters: Alfredo, the foreman. Mr. Finley, a relative of the owners of the house. Setting: the Breakers Mansion in Newport, Rhode Island. At Rise, a mansion under construction in Newport, Rhode Island. Sumptuous materials are strewn everywhere. Alfredo, the architect, is showing a young man around the premises.
And this room will be the Great Hall, where they will entertain their biggest events. You will see this will be the most classical, the most tastefully appointed, imported marble from Italy.
Incredible.
And 6 archways leading from the room, a great figure above each. They will be carved by Frederick. They are Galileo representing science, Dante representing literature, Apollo representing the arts, Mercury representing speed and commerce, Richard Morris Hunt representing architecture, and Carl Bitter representing sculpture. Yes?
I'm not quite as familiar with the last two. Mr.
Richard Morris Hunt and Carl Bilter. Everybody knows them.
I don't claim to be an expert, of course.
Mr. Hunt is the designer of the house.
I see. Kind of a bold move to put yourself in that company.
It's of no mind. The people who are important will know.
I am important. I'm a friend of Mrs. Vanderbilt.
Yes, yes. The ones with the money. You are important in that you can pay for my genius. You are rarely the ones who can actually appreciate what we make. It's the way of things.
What is that thing?
You wouldn't understand.
Try me.
It's a telephone. Perhaps you've heard of them?
Really? Does it work?
It will. Everything in this place will work, and it will be magnificent.
You know, Alfredo, you've taken such care of everything in here to be so beautiful, and you're going to put something as ugly as this into the middle of it?
Ugly? This is not ugly. Or perhaps it doesn't have the grandeur as a statue of Dante or Apollo, but it represents the magnificence of the future, of progress. Imagine a world, Mr. Finley, in which you had a device with which you could speak to another person in another time and place, but with a few strokes of your finger.
I shudder to imagine such a thing.
Why wouldn't such people be gods among men? If we had the ability to talk with anyone at all, wouldn't our lives be magnificent every moment of every day? Hello, how are you? So lovely to hear your voice. I know, It's true. So glad we have that choice. Every day we can say hello and catch up on what's new. Communication has solved every conundrum, everything grand, talking to you.
Ah,
You disagree, Mr. Finley?
you think talking with people would solve your problems?
How could it not? Hello,
What is it now?
how are you?
Simply terrible.
So lovely to hear your voice.
You sound like you're coming down with something. Is it gout?
I know, it's true.
Don't see the doctor, they'll kill you faster than the gout will.
So glad we have that choice.
Why do you call me every day?
Every day we can say hello and catch up on what's new.
You never have anything new to say. Enough.
Communication has solved every
Communication has
conundrum.
caused
Everything
so
is
much
grand.
commotion.
Talking
Everything
to
is
you.
worse talking to you. And hang up. Talk to you tomorrow.
Ah, Mr. Finley, I see not even a house full of wonders is enough to put you in a generous mood.
Oh, the house is a fine way to turn up Aunt Gloria's money. Lord knows she has enough of it. The last thing she needs is a way to talk to other people. Have you ever had a conversation with her?
Mr. Finley, are you not also one who benefits from your family's largesse?
I am. It's very nice to be so luckily born, but all the same, I don't think it's any great accomplishment. Building this house, even, isn't that great of an accomplishment. You just write a big check to people like you.
And what would you want to accomplish then, sir?
Well, that's just it. I haven't found anything yet.
Maybe someday you'll find your own goal for your life.
Oh, what does that mean?
The phone is ringing.
All right. Is that normal?
It's not even connected yet.
It keeps ringing.
Are we supposed to do something to it?
Alfredo answers it.
Hello? It's for you.
Finley takes the phone.
Yes, Findlay here. I see. All right. Yes, I understand. I'll take that into consideration. But thank you. Oh, goodbye.
Finley hangs up the phone.
Who was that?
Oh, I thought you knew.
The phone isn't supposed to work yet.
How odd. Well, the chap on the other end, perfectly nice fellow, he said that a worthwhile aim of my life might be to give away all of the money I had to enrich the life of others.
Unbelievable.
Yes, I know.
To receive such a clear sign from God, you are so fortunate.
Yes, well,
Well, what do you mean by that?
no need to be so hasty about making that decision. I'll keep it under consideration.
Did you not just receive that sign, a clear message from God?
It's not that clear.
You will refuse? You don't even value your family's wealth.
I've reconsidered my stance a bit in the last few minutes.
But God has spoken to you.
Maybe just one more sign, to be certain.
Smoke engulfs the stage. A blue light glowed from above directly onto Finley.
How about now?
Maybe just one more sign after this. Awesome.
Yes, audience members, feel free to pop on and show applause if you want, because these plays deserve them. Yeah. Thank you, Greg. So fun. Very fun.
Thank you.
Oh, great. Good to see you.
Way to go.
Excellent. Hortense, you have a play coming up. I heard that you wrote recently that's having its world premiere tonight. What was the suggestion you got?
I got, please let me know, describe a perfect day, French Polynesia, and winning $100 million in the lotto ticket. A lotto ticket for $100 million.
Excellent. I'm going to pop off here because I don't think it's me, but feel free to set up anything you want. Here we go.
Okay, so I guess I'm the stage reader here. Characters: Foxy, a female identifying person, 20s or 70s. Gunnar, a male identifying person in their 20s or 70s. Voiceover, a disembodied voice reminiscent of 50s narrators in documentary films. Setting: an oceanside lanai, somewhere paradisiac like French Polynesia. The present. At Rise, the sound of waves gently crest in the background while romantic, kitschy saxophone music a la Kenny G or the soundtrack to a Telemundo soap plays. Gunnar and Foxy are finishing their meal, gazing intently at one another.
Oh, Gunnar, I couldn't ask for a more romantic setting. Everything is so perfect.
You like the roses, champagne, chocolates?
I like it all, but especially the chocolates.
Foxy picks up a chocolate truffle, bites into half of it, offering the other half still on their lips to Gunnar. Gunnar moves to take the other half and they kiss. The music swells.
Ah, Foxy. Oh, Foxy. I couldn't ask for a more beautiful, more loving, more sensual partner than you.
Oh, Gunnar, you chose the most perfect place to relax. Here in French Polynesia, not that tacky outpost Bora Bora everyone bleats on about with the tacky tchotchke shops and the endless fire dances. No, but in the ever more elegant and understated Morea.
Here, here, Foxy. Oh, yes. Nothing tacky or touristy for us, lovey. Only the best.
Raises his glass. Foxy raises hers. They wrap their forearms, holding the glasses around the other, and drink.
Observe the heteronormative couple engaged in a display of hypersexualized courting behavior.
I can't think of a more perfect day than this. Oh, Gunnar, I'm so happy it's making me a little sad.
The music continues, but otherwise there is silence.
Foxy, dearest, don't turn this moment into sadness. The night is young.
Note the female indicating early signs of sadad, bonjour tristesse, also known as beautiful sadness, a sign of early onset depressions.
I have an idea. Let's add some coconut milk to our already perfect Mai Tais.
Gunnar plucks a coconut from a nearby coconut tree whose fruit hangs just at arm's reach to their porch overlooking the ocean.
Oh, Gunnar, that sounds heavenly. But we don't have a machete to open it.
Never fear, dear Foxy, for I am here to provide your every need.
Gunnar notices a rotary phone, takes the received handle, and uses it to smash the coconut into two perfect halves. He offers one half to Foxy.
To you, my love, the most perfect partner a person could ever wish for.
They repeat the arm-locking gesture and drink the coconut milk, throwing the shells with abandon over their shoulders where they crash.
Observe the couple as they commence in the acquired ritual courtship of the local people without having done any research or informed justification for this aggressionist act of cultural appropriation.
I'm going to sing a local song for you now.
Foxy does an impromptu version of a Tahitian dance with much misguided pelvic wiggling. She breaks into song.
Mele kaliki maka is the thing to say on a dark and stormy cocktail drink. I don't know the words, but I'll just fake it big, 'cause I think we're on the brink.
Brava, brava, dear Foxy. However did you learn to do such pelvic gymnastics?
An awkward silence ensues.
I watched it on National Geographic and several Shakira videos. I wanted this to be a perfect day.
Well, well, I have a surprise for you.
Gunnar reveals 2 lotto tickets.
The courtship behavior enters a new phase of heightened overt capitalistic manifestation. This is intended to increase the male's abilities as a hunter-gatherer in the eyes of the female conquest.
Gunnar, wouldn't it be perfect if we actually won a lottery?
Gunnar clears his throat and begins to genuflect in front of Foxy.
Choose which one you'd like.
Oh, I'll take whichever one you don't want.
All right. I'll choose this, and this one is yours.
Oh, the rotary phone is ringing for you.
Ignore it. Let's scratch and sniff. Now.
Foxy and Gunnar hurriedly scratch off the numbers of their lotto tickets.
I got a pound of tuna at the local grocery store. What did you get?
I got $100 million.
You what?
I'm rich. $100 million.
We're rich!
I'm rich.
We're rich!
Observe the disparity in the perceived allocation of newly gained resources.
This is indeed the perfect day.
You do mean to share the winnings, right, Foxy?
Well, I did give you a choice, and you chose yours.
But you wouldn't have had the lotto tickets if I hadn't given it to you.
But I thought a gift is a gift.
Tensions rise as a couple contest ownership of limited resources.
But darling, I thought we share everything.
Suddenly, the lights turn blue through the smoke. Foxy's voice lowers to a very low, menacing pitch, seemingly out of the depths of hell or some equivalent.
Now you listen to me, you sad excuse of the patriarchy. You've been taking and taking from us since the dawn of time. And now it's our turn. Get used to the new age, a new time. This bounty, this booty is mine.
Whoa, Foxy, come back!
Wasn't that perfect?
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Lovely voice of hell, too.
I can't open my video because the host has stopped it.
Oh,
I
I
can't-
thought, but I can't turn it back on for you. I thought you had to do it.
Oh, I can't do it. Oh, well.
wait.
Oh, wait, maybe I can. No, I can't. I cannot.
You have to click Ask to Start Video on your three little dots in the top right-hand corner.
Will
Oh,
do.
start video. Okay, it's okay. Has asked you to start my video. Here we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've been laughing
Thank
too
you,
hard.
Ken.
That was awesome, Hortense.
It was so dumb, but I loved it. Thanks for giving the prompts and thanks for reading it.
Yes, there was some nice reading there as well. I wanted to say before the last reading that the show will be over after the last reading, but we will have a talk back once the show is over for about 5 minutes if everyone wants to hang around afterwards. And here comes the last one. Ken
All right.
is going to talk long enough to let me find this script.
Yes, I will. Okay, so I asked you to help me create a theme, and the theme was, in order to live the best life possible, one should love without limits. One should love without limits. So, Kat, you are going to read Crag, and Laura, you are going to read Darg. And Laura, you're actually the one with that monologue, not Kat. I made a mistake on that. All right, and Greg, if you kindly turn your video off. There are very few stage directions, but I'll read them. Give me one moment to open up my script, please. All right, are you two ready?
Yep.
All right. This is called Crag and Darg. And that's all I need to say. Ready and action.
Set the level to 10.
That's too high.
I think it's not.
You have never set the level that high before.
I know that, Darg, but I want to.
You're a fool.
Oh, a fool? A fool, am I? Was I a fool when I said that the quantum rebound barrier could be bent and that we'd be able to travel through time? Was I a fool when I said that our planet was once called Earth and that the people who lived there experienced a neuron epiphenomenon known as emotions? Was I a fool when I said that one of those emotions was a thing called love? And that we, as the far distant descendants of these primal earthlings, have lost the ability to feel this thing called love? Was I a fool when I traveled back in time, discovered that I was correct, studied these primal earthlings from behind a camo screen, copied the enigmatic code for this enigrammatic code for this feeling love and replicated it into a quantum computing code, allowing us to program it into our central neuromatic relay system. And at last, yes, at long last, allowing us, you and I, to experience this thing called love. Was I a fool when I did all of those things?
Yes, you were a fool when you did all of those things.
Admit it, Darg. You enjoy it. You enjoy the feeling.
Yes, I do, but it's dangerous, Crag. If the members of the committee discovered that you have done this thing and that we have this device in our habitat.
Oh, forget about the committee, Darg. I am tired of living my life by the tired dictates of the committee. They are obsolete, and we too shall be obsolete if we do not continue to evolve. Do you not understand? This state we have arrived at of implants and relay systems and quantum mnemonic pulse arrays that keep us alive is not an evolutionary grade above these primal earthlings. It is an evolutionary grade below.
That is heresy, Crag. You're a fool for voicing it out loud. You could lose your place at the ministry.
I despise my place at the ministry.
Do you despise the living allowance that it grants you? Is such a bad thing to play by the rules? When you and I were joined and committed to one another for at least 3 of our 7 life cycles, there was never any talk of this foolishness. You promised me stability. You promised me offspring. You promised me nutrition and sustenance, and you have given me those things, and I appreciate you. Our lives have been good together. Why aren't you satisfied?
Why are you satisfied?
What?
Why are you satisfied? Look at this artifact that I brought back from my last trip to Primal Earth. It is called a rotary phone. In order to speak to other Earthlings at a distance, the primal humans had to dial a long series of numerals. It was difficult work. They would often dial 6 of the 7 numbers only to slip on the last one and have to start all over again. It was painstaking work, but they understood that to connect with another person was worth the hard work. That is what this rotary phone was to them. It was a symbol of the work one must endure to connect meaningfully with another. You and I, Darg, we do not connect. We do not work hard to dial our numbers.
I don't understand.
You do, but you are afraid.
Afraid? I? The Grand Karun of the 7th Darminian? Afraid?
Yes, it's ironic, is it not? You're not afraid to lead 1,000 Dorps in the pit fire of Derithvestein and slaughter the Laskian hordes. But of this, you are afraid. You are afraid to love.
You are a fool.
Why are you afraid, Darg? Are you afraid to feel more for me than you do now?
No, we have used the machine. We have set our love level and level 3. I feel it. I do, but that is enough.
Why? But why stop at 3? Why not put it up to 5 and see what happens? Why not 10?
Because it's too much. It's too much, Crag. Even at 3, my heart beats as I have never felt it beat before. My blood flows quickly. My pentachronometer rotates at a jarring rate. Please, Crag, don't make me do this. Please don't.
Do you regret it, Darg?
What?
Experimenting with this device, feeling love for me, even at this introductory level of 3. Do you regret it?
Crag, I can best respond to that in a song. No, I don't regret it. Or maybe, yes, I do. Can't we just forget it? I believe it's all too new. Oh, I don't regret it. Then why am I blue? Can we just reset it back to me and you. Oh, I'm afraid. Yes, I'm afraid. 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 No, I don't regret it. Yes, I think I do. Craig, I am so sorry. I can't be in love with you.
Fine. Fine then. I'll seek a dissolution of our familial bond.
What?
I seek a dissolution of our familiar bond. If you are afraid of this thing called love, then I do not wish to be with you any longer.
Please don't say that.
I need more.
I can't give you more. I have a career, Craig. I am in line for a promotion. I could be the Grand Karoon of the entire spatial division, Craig. I have worked my life for that. I cannot risk it on these foolish experiments.
You are limited, Darg.
Oh, please. You and your holier-than-thou attitude. Perhaps it is you that is wrong. Perhaps there is a good reason why the primal earthling outgrew this primitive need for emotion. Perhaps it was leading to their demise. Perhaps they could not see clearly when in the grip of their passions, and it was those very passions that led them to their wars, that decimated their numbers and brought them to the brink of extinction. Perhaps they were saved by the repression and the ultimate expulsion of these base instincts that kept them mired in the slime with the rest of the beasts that used to inhabit the planet. And who are you to know better? Who are you to mess with the perfection of our society today? Yes, perfection. I know it's very fashionable today to demean all that we have accomplished and all that we have achieved for some romantic notion of the past filled with deeper fulfillment than we can now imagine. But what if that is hogwash? What if we are better off in our safe, clean world without any crime, without any pain, with nothing but peace?
No, I do not believe it. I'm leaving you. But first,
what are you doing?
I'm plugging in the device.
Stop it.
I'm setting the level to 10.
Stop it.
No, not 10. I'm removing all of the limitations on the device.
Stop it, Craig. You don't know what you're doing.
I don't care. I'm busting inside, Darg. I'm boiling over. And if I don't allow this steam to escape, I'm going to explode.
Stop it.
I am initiating the device.
Craig.
Oh, Darg. Oh, it's wonderful, Darg.
What?
The rotary phone is ringing for you.
I hear it.
Answer it, Craig, please.
Darg answers the phone.
Hello?
Hello, Craig, it's Darg. I just called to say I love you.
Oh, Craig.
Darg, plug into the device, please.
I'm so afraid.
But look at me. I'm fine. I'm better than fine, Darg. It's like floating in the Neluvian gel pools on Cerealis 7.
I want to feel it, Craig. I do.
Feel it. You simply need to give yourself permission.
I'm plugging myself in.
Yes.
I am eliminating all of the limitations.
Yes.
Oh, how wonderful.
You are beautiful, Darg.
Craig, oh, Craig, I love you.
Are you afraid?
Yes.
I am too.
What is happening?
I've initiated the smoky blue lighting effect.
Why?
It's something the primal earthlings did when they were feeling an excess of love. They would turn down the lights low and change the hue. Then they would fill the room with a hazy smoke that would often alter the chemistry of their brain. It enhanced their ability to love, or so they thought.
I like it.
Yes, I think I do too.
We are risking everything, Craig.
Yes, I know.
But I don't think I mind.
Oh, I don't mind it either.
I love you, Crag.
And I love you.
And I think that I have never been happier.
Come, my love, let us retire for the evening.
Crag,
Yes?
thank you for loving me without limitations.
Blackout. End of play.
Aww.
Awesome reading. Thank you too.
Thank you, Ken. And I want to thank everyone who's here in the audience. Thank you for participating. Thanks for being a part of this show. Some of you for the first time, and some of you are our cherished regulars. Thanks for taking that creative risk, trusting in yourself, supporting your fellow playwrights, and contributing to the plays. And I'd like to thank the many, many friends and organizations who contributed to Right Away over the years of this project. We here at Synergy and Freestyle really enjoy these evenings of artistic exercise, and they give us the opportunity to reconnect with people from all over, including exotic locations like where Hortense is, and ordinary ones like New York. And it's incomplete without an audience. So it's great to have the whole audience here. If you had some fun this evening and you would like to support continuing that fun, please make a contribution to Synergy or Freestyle. Our websites are exactly what you think they would be: synergytheater.com, freestylerep.org. And let's get all the playwrights there. Let's get all the audience on to get them a round of applause. Thank you so much, everybody, for making this happen. The next one is January 29th. Go to synergytheater.com to sign up for it. We'd love to see you again. If you're staying for the talk back, just stick around. If you have to leave us now, thanks for coming. We'll see you next month. All right, I'm going to turn off this streaming so we can talk. First of all,